They are an enemy of the state. But somehow we allow this in business.
Hi, my name's Devin. Today I own several multi-million-dollar companies. We started with $5,000 in a credit card. I don't know the easy way. I only know the hard way.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Whiteboard Entrepreneur podcast, where I give straightforward advice to fuel the entrepreneur in all of us. I'm Devin Dickinson, and today I want to talk to you guys about dealing with enemies within the company. And yesterday, I think it was, I had a meeting with some of my executive team, and we were going over numbers, and we were kind of just doing a summary of, kind of how the month was going. And we were in a certain department, and we were kind of going through everyone's performance and where we were winning and where we were losing. And, we got to this one subject, and everyone started to get touchy and, we have this issue going on. And I'm like, whoa, hold on, rewind, let me help. I'm like, you can tell me, just, lay it all out. Well, it turns out that there's this person that's been in the company for a while, and they haven't really been doing their job, and they kind of have a bad attitude, and they're very disrespectful and full of drama and start little civil wars in the company. And this person's been with us for I find out for a year and a half or so. And now, remarkably, not now, but they also have performance issues on top of it. Well, we started to turn up the heat a little bit, and now all of a sudden they're like, wow, they're claiming this, that, and the other with EEOC and, some different claims. And they're like, none of it's true, but we're caught in this issue where, we don't feel like we can deal with the person the way that we need to deal with them. And I just kind of am sitting back, and I'm just kind of listening and chuckling, and certainly not happy about it, but it's just pattern recognition, right? Just pattern recognition. I've seen this over and over again, and I can speak to this again because I've learned the hard way in this. But when you have someone in your organization that is an open enemy of the state, they are an enemy of the organization, you got to get them out. You got to get them out quickly. And I mean, immediately. And I want to be very, very clear here. I'm talking about an enemy of the company. I'm not talking about someone who is struggling and going through issues and maybe not the best performer, but has a great attitude, right? I'm not talking about that person. I'm talking about someone who literally is against leadership. Whenever their name is mentioned, it's infighting with, another employee. I'm talking about someone who, whenever a change is implemented, they always fight against it. I'm talking about someone who would, the example was given yesterday, the CEO, every time he speaks to this particular department, receives open disrespect from this person. These type of people are disrespectful, and they are enemies of the company. They're enemies of the state, right? So I want you to think about business as you're in a battle, right? And you are leading your team, your army against another army, right? And if you have someone in your army that's fighting other people in your army, if you have someone in your army that is open, you say, hey, we're going to go to the left flank, and all of a sudden they're like, hey, I think we should go to the right flank. And they take 3 people and they go to the right flank. If you have someone in your army that you're trying to implement, a new strategy that openly tries to undermine your strategy and your troops, how do you deal with that person? I tell you how they deal with that person. They execute them, right? It's treason. They are an enemy of the state. But somehow we allow this in business, right? We allow these people in business because we're unwilling to deal with them. I'm not saying dealing with treason's fun. Nobody wants to deal with that. But we allow this to go on in our business. I'm going to tell you, these people are enemies of the state. And the longer they're allowed to be there, what's going to happen is enemies do things, right? Especially when they're not the ones in control. What do? They go and sabotage, right? They sabotage plans. They sabotage communication. They undermine authority. And they also do another thing. They lay traps. They lay traps in the company. And I told my management, I said, well, why can't we get rid of this person? They're like, well, because they're claiming this, that, or the other. And I'm like, what did you say that? And they're like, well, kind of I said that, but that's not really what I said. And I'm like, you got caught in a trap. And they're like, yeah, I guess we got caught in a trap. And I'm like, the longer you allow people like that around, they just lay these little traps. They lay these little EEOC traps or HR traps. And they're like waiting for you to say something wrong so that now that they have you trapped and now they think, I've got them legally. Or, oh, if they do this, then that's going to piss off that employee. And then when I quit, everybody quits. Right? And they lay all these little traps. And guess what? You're human. So you're going to make a mistake eventually. And you're going to trip and you're going to fall in that freaking trap. And so don't let them be there. Don't let that person in your organization, don't let them have time to do their little traps and their little tricks and their little divisive actions. We got to get them out. And we got to get them out quickly. And your unwillingness to deal with it is this idea that like, well, maybe time's going to change this person. Time doesn't change an enemy, right? Time will work with someone who has a good attitude. Time's going to be, in effort and stuff like that. If people are giving effort and they have a great attitude, hey, we can give them time, but we don't give enemy time. You don't give enemy more time to set more traps. You don't give enemy more time that they can, be in somebody else's ear. You don't give the enemy more time so that they can sabotage your plans more. You get rid of that enemy and you get rid of that enemy quickly. Listen, this is not a pleasant one. I don't like doing these types of, podcasts because they're a little negative. But I'm going to tell you what, we want to win the war. And if you win the war, it's difficult, right? It's messy. It's tough. And you have to do the things that other people don't want to do. But the reason I tell you guys this and the reason why I started telling this story was because I was listening to my management team and I was chuckling, I was laughing because I've made the mistakes of not dealing with this, like we all probably have. Right now, probably you're thinking about different things that have happened in your career, different people you've had. You're like, oh my gosh, I should have got rid of that person 2 years ago because by the time they left 2 years later, they had set all these traps and they had poisoned so much and they had ruined this contract and I lost that customer and I lost these employees and I lost this respect and they took this money or, all of these different traps and booby traps and sabotage that they did. And I've experienced all of that. And it's my job to share this stuff with you so that you don't have to experience it. And so this podcast is designed to encourage you to get into the fight, right? Not to cower, not to deal with it later, but to deal with it today. So today, I want you, when this podcast is over, I want you to do whatever is necessary. You call your attorney, you call your HR people, you call your management team, and you deal with this today. And I'm here to encourage you. Don't make the mistakes I've had. Don't delay. Don't wait another week. Don't wait another month. Things aren't going to get better with an enemy. I'm here to encourage you to tell you, do it today. Get in there. Be courageous. It's not easy. It is the hard way, but that's the only way I know. I'm Devin. This is the Whiteboard Entrepreneur Podcast. I know this is going to help you.